What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Welcome into the live. Welcome into the live. We haven't gone live in some days now, but we are back now and we going live again. Make sure you guys let me know where y'all are coming in from in the comments section, and we're gonna get into this live. Make sure you guys tap in and let me know where y'all are coming in from. Curacao, welcome in. Welcome in the building. Welcome in from Curacao. Shout out from St. Paul. Welcome in from St. Paul. Thank you for joining the live. Just making sure I sent out these notifications real quick on Instagram. And then we're going to get it going. That damn LeBron James is back at it again, man. Somebody once told me to clean the mic. Sometimes we have a lint on the mic, but it's all good. Yes, sir. Let's give it like another minute. Oh, hell. What Labalco then said. What Labalco then said now. LeBron back at it with his antics, man. LeBron James is just... That dude is just undefeated when it comes to antics, man. He's just... LeBron is something else. We got Lakeland, Florida in the building. Welcome in. We got Robert out there in New York City. Welcome in. Shout out to New York. Let's give it another minute or so, and we're going to jump into this live. We got a lot of things that we got to discuss with y'all here. Let me just make sure I got the post ready. Okay, I got that ready. Okay, good. Let's give it 30 more seconds. Now, let's say 40 more seconds. Some people say like you should try to let us know ahead of time. Sometimes I just be seeing these stories, man, and I just turn on the camera and we just go. Arlington, Texas in the building. What up? Somebody said childlike behavior. Yeah, LeBron is pretty spiteful, man. He's not letting it go. We got Springfield, Massachusetts in the building. Los Angeles in the building. Shout out to LA. Where else we got? Let's give it let's say 10, 15 more seconds, and we're gonna get into this one here. Also, make sure you guys hit the likes as you're coming through the door, and then we're gonna get it going in the next few seconds here. Let me get this Twitter post ready for y'all. Here. Oh, and by the way, I've heard some of you guys bring up the point about, hey man, why don't you like have a thing where you can show the what is it? The like if you want to play audio and all of this stuff. We getting our live equipment up to speed, so don't worry. We definitely going to work on that in the coming months. We never used to do lives as much in the past, so it wasn't like a focus of ours. But now that we're doing it more, we got to update everything that we're doing here. Shout out to Austin, Texas in the building. Saytown in the building, Maryland in the building. Okay, let's get into this story here. Okay, so I saw a post on Sideline Sources not too long ago that I want to show you guys here. We got a lot. We're going to get into some details here. So this came out a few hours ago. Let me say, yeah, it came out a while ago. But it's a post from Sideline Post. Now, we had already done something like this, but now we're actually hearing from somebody that is well connected in the NBA that works on ESPN. We actually got some sound from Brian Windhorst, who's going to break this thing down for us. So we're going to get into that momentarily. Shout out to the Bay Area in the building. Welcome in. So the post just basically reads this. It says, report LeBron James and Maverick Carter are reportedly assembling a group of investors to launch a basketball league that will compete with the NBA. It then continues on to say they don't want it to be a U.S. league. They want it to have a European flavor. Now, I want to get to the sound from Brian Windhorst so you guys can listen to it on some comments that he made on his podcast where he actually explains this. So let me just pull up what he had to say here so you guys can see it.
We had the photo with LeBron and Maverick Carter and Mishko. I'll botch his last name.
Raslatovic.
Mishko Raznatovic, who is one of the leading European agents, if not the most
Best known in America's Joker's agent. But
yes, and a lot of people jumped to the conclusion that it was because when Mishko posted it on his Instagram, he said something like, talking about the future or something like that.
Yeah.
And people jumped to conclusions that it was about LeBron teaming up with Jokic. And to the point where Mishko had to come out and say that's not what they were talking about. It was in Saint-Tropez in July. I think it was in July. It might have been in August. And he said he went on a Serbian podcast and spoke on the record about it. I had to speak to a Serbian that I know to make sure that the translation was accurate. But what Mishko said about Maverick and LeBron was, quote, this translation, they are planning a certain group of investors, a classic business, to create a league that would somehow also compete with the NBA. They don't want it to be a US league. They want it to have a European flavor, so to speak. And when they started working on it, everyone told them to call me. And I believe he said he's had multiple meetings with Maverick about it.
So that's the sound. We'll play it for y'all again a little bit later. So according to Brian Windhorst, this is something that has been in the works for a very long time. I got a lot of thoughts about this, and I got to call out 3 particular players. LeBron James is included in one of them. The 3 players I want to call out, and this was why I started this on the show that we just did earlier this week. Hey guys, let's try to get these likes up to 100 likes, guys. 150 likes. I would appreciate that. I did this show early this week, and we're talking about the new All-Star game that they're bringing this summer, this spring or whatever, next year. The USA versus the world. We spoke about that, and it's going to be 2 USA teams versus a world team. And I said that players like Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James should be absolutely ashamed of themselves, because under these guys' watch, if you look at the greats, the guys that pushed the league before them, you would have to look at maybe in the previous generation, maybe the Kobes, the Duncans, the Garnetts, these guys of that class, like the original class, and then we got this new group. These guys have really done a fantastic job of dropping the ball from their predecessors. Like they really have. Because these all-star games took place under their watch. The way the league is right now, the way it's watered down, the way they can't even seem to get players to even care anymore, the way that they had to create an in-season tournament to make guys care about basketball. This is a reflection on those guys. To talk about LeBron specifically, I just think that it's amazing to me. You have a guy that came into the NBA 22 years ago, and he brought a lot of excitement to the league and blah, 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 blah. And the league sure marketed him all along the way. It was a symbiotic, beneficial relationship. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. But even from the onset, LeBron James was showing signs of insane levels of selfishness. It goes all the way back to the point where he didn't even agree to participate in a slam dunk contest. Every great player that was considered a high flyer, a great dunker, all participate in the dunk contest. You name them, they've done it. Going all the way to Dr. J, Spud Webb, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, you name them all. They all participated in a slam dunk contest because they were keeping the heritage of the game alive, keeping that aspect of the game alive. LeBron said, I'm not doing it. Why didn't LeBron decide to participate in the All-Star slam dunk contest? Because the NBA didn't make him an All-Star his first year in the NBA. So he pouted. That should have been the first sign. But people kind of forgave it. Then, these guys colluded and created the Big Three in Miami. Absolutely ruined the competitive balance of the NBA and ushered in the era of player empowerment, which now this current generations of players are paying for. They're going to pay for it. The second apron and all of that was created for players like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Stephen Curry. Now, Stephen Curry kind of gets away with a lot of this, but Curry was part of that super duper team that they had in Golden State. He was a recipient, so nobody really got on him because he didn't move, but he was all for it. But LeBron especially has become Killmonger without the kills. Appreciate the super chat. But LeBron especially, given how this NBA has bent over backwards for this guy, given how Adam Silver has bent over backwards for this guy. They even made it an event to have him play with his son. They did all of these things. And the moment that he found out that he was not going to become an owner, because the owner said, excuse me, there's no way in hell we're going to let you be a part of this when you have spent the last decade working against our interests. There's no way in hell. And LeBron turns around and says, you know what? Even though this is the league that helped make me a billionaire, even though this is the league that helped make me a billionaire, where you had players like Jordan and Magic and Bird and all of these guys come through, I'm getting ready to give you guys the biggest middle finger because you didn't decide to let me become an owner, that I'm going to create a league to rival your league. That's crazy. For the new people that are coming into this to the show, let me play what Brian Windhorst had to say. He broke it down perfectly on his podcast, and he's taking us behind the scenes to let us know what is actually going on behind the scenes. The only thing we don't know is when these guys actually want to start this thing. Let me play what Brian had to say here for you guys. Take a listen to Brian Windhorst here.
With LeBron and Maverick Carter and Mishko. I'll botch his last name.
Raslatovich.
Mishko Raznatovich, who is one of the leading European agents, if not the most
Best known in America as Joker's agent. But
yes, and a lot of people jumped to the conclusion that it was because when Mishko posted it on his Instagram, he said something like, talking about the future or something like that.
Yeah.
And people jumped to conclusions that it was about LeBron teaming up with Jokic. And to the point where Mishko had to come out and say that's not what they were talking about. It was in Saint-Tropez in July. I think it was in July. It might have been in August. And he said he went on a Serbian podcast and spoke on the record about it. I had to speak to a Serbian that I know to make sure that the translation was accurate. But what Mishko said about Maverick and LeBron was, quote, this translation, they are planning a certain group of investors, a classic business, to create a league that would somehow also compete with the NBA. They don't want it to be a U.S. league. They want it to have a European flavor, so to speak. And when they started working on it, everyone told them to call me. And I believe he said he's had multiple meetings with Maverick about it.
So y'all heard Brian Windhorst there. This is going to happen, folks. This is going to happen. This guy at this particular point, I personally believe, is playing in the NBA to pick up checks at this point. He's just picking up checks and getting ready to plan his exit move. He stopped giving a damn about the NBA years ago. And this was no clearer than what was going down at All-Star Weekend, when it was revealed that Larry Bird went into the locker room to try to galvanize the players. That's how embarrassing this generation is. They need to be coaxed to put on an exhibition game. Larry Bird and these guys were trying to get them to give a damn about the game. As soon as Larry Bird finished speaking, according to Stephen A. Smith, LeBron gave a side eye to all the other players, and they went out there and laid an egg and played a game that Coach Mike Malone at the time called the worst basketball game he has ever seen, ever. This is a championship NBA level coach, not a high school coach, not a college coach. A NBA coach said this is the worst basketball I've ever seen. And all of that, nobody gave a damn about the viewing customers and the fans. Nobody. The next year, LeBron decides he's not going to play in the All-Star game. He tells nobody, including the NBA. He didn't even give them a heads up so that they would make a provision to at least let somebody take his spot. He's that selfish. That guy is that much about himself. You've been an all-star 20,000 million times, but you couldn't just get over yourself and allow somebody like Norman Powell or whoever has never been an all-star to take that spot. He said, F him. He shows up, and the NBA finds out at All-Star Weekend that he's not going to be participating. This is the face of the league. The face. He then gets there, and when they're doing their team photo, instead of at least suiting up to take the picture, even though he's not going to play, there have been players before in all-star games that have been injured. They'll suit up. Some of them may even play 1 or 2 minutes. 1 or 2 minutes. They'll even go in the game and play at least 1 or 2 minutes and go sit down. Just to say I went out there, just so he could say the fans saw me, all these people excited. At least do that. Broke the quorum. And you better believe the NBA was furious about it. And now you got a guy who has done nothing but take. Basically saying on his way out, because you guys refuse to let me become an owner, I'm going to make my own league. Let me point out something to y'all that may not be apparent. I'm going to play the Brian Windhorst sound again in a minute. For you to buy into a new NBA team, it's going to cost you billions, right? So the effort that LeBron is making to get together a group of investors that could raise $5 billion, hence the reason you saw him traveling to all of these Arab countries and all that. You thought he went there to go look at the ocean, right? You thought he went there to go look at the ocean, right? I'm going to fly all the way over there to go look at the ocean. He's getting together all of these investors. Well, if you're in the process of getting investors together, why don't you get them together to buy a team in the NBA, the Las Vegas team? Do you know why? Because they told him no. They told him no. So the question then becomes, why did the NBA tell Jordan yes and LeBron no? This is a question we got to ask ourselves. Why did the NBA tell Jordan yes, but LeBron no? Why? Why do y'all think? Why do you think the NBA said, Jordan, come on in. LeBron, go over there. Why do you think that is? Because Jordan also understood the importance of, well, I'm here because of this game. So I'm going to do everything in my power to rep the game, promote the game, be an ambassador of the game. And if it means for me to be able to become an owner, I'm going to come back and play for 1 or 2 years, I'll do it. Now LeBron. LeBron said, at a certain point, this is about me. This is about me. This is about the control we have. And I'm going to make it about me. And now the guy is going to go create a league to compete again. Now, I'll say this. I'll say this for the people that live in Never Neverland, or that live in a chapter of the book of Narnia. If you think that these billionaires are going to just sit down and let you create a rival league and you run willy-nilly across the world and go create a league that will compete with their league and nothing is going to happen, you're living in a fantasy world. You're living in a suspended reality. If you think these guys are just going to sit back and do nothing and say nothing, Somebody said they can't stop us. Who's us? They didn't include in you. They going to the Euro League, bro. They didn't say the league in Brooklyn. They didn't say the league in Chicago. Ain't nobody talking about you. Us. Us what? You ain't a part of us. Don't get a false sense of inclusion. Us. You ain't part of us. It's them. You, where you at? Talking about some damn us. Us what? Been a Braun fan since 03. I let the antics slide, but I can't deal with the blatant narcissism. I'm out. Appreciate the super chat. So to create a rival league, you think these owners are just going to sit there, lay down and take it on the side? Let's let them do it. You think so? You think they're not going to do everything in their power to make sure that league fails? You think the NBA is just going to sit back and let these guys create a rival league that can now be trying to poach away some of their viewers, poach away some of their talent? What happens when they create a draft? They're already talking about they are already talking about giving players ownership stakes within the league. So what happened once the draft comes around? And you have these kids coming out of college in the United States and in Europe, and you now have them saying, damn, am I going to go to that league or am I going to go to the NBA? What then happens? This new league talk is a precursor to surviving LeBron. Appreciate the super chat. I'm going to play the Brian Windhorst comments in a few minutes. I just want to talk to you guys. You think they're going to let it go like that? Is that how it works? Is that how the reality works? Do you know what big corporations do when they sense an up and coming? They either buy you or snuff you out, your business. We know this. When a big corporation sees that this could be a potential rival, they'll offer to buy you out, like buy you and make you become a part of their company, like they did YouTube and all of that when Google bought YouTube. Or they'll find a way to ruin your business. One of the two. The NBA is a $77 billion league. $77 billion league. You think they're just going to sit back and let another league come in there and just steal some of their market share? When the NBA is trying to expand to China, when they're trying to expand to Africa, when they're trying to expand to Europe, you think they're going to just let it happen? It's just going to be all willy-nilly. It's just crazy. We look back and we say, what is LeBron's legacy in the NBA in terms of what did he leave behind for those after him? What did he leave behind? How did he push the league forward? These are all pertinent questions. Player empowerment has hurt the league and has hurt the game. There's no question about it. Because it's no longer about the love of the game. It's all about now your personal brand. That's why you can see Jame and all of these guys feel comfortable not participating in a slam dunk contest. You think if Jame came into the NBA in 2000 or 2010, he's not participating in a slam, his ass will be there. His ass would have been in the All-Star dunk contest. That's what would have happened. Because if you go all the way back to like 2010, 12, 13, they all used to do it. But when Kobe left and it became unquestionably LeBron's league, there was no other big voice and big face. This is what we got. This is what we got. Here you go. Here goes a delusional LeBron fan that thinks he's on some black power time. This dude is calling me the black Skip Bayless. Bro, if you're saying I'm the black Skip Bayless, you would be promoting the idea that LeBron is pro-black, right? If LeBron is pro-black, why he ain't start his league in Chicago? Why he ain't go to Akron? Why he ain't go to West Africa? Why he went to Europe? If he's so pro-black. He has the pull to do it. There are people in Africa that got a lot of money that'll support him. The richest black man in the world isn't African. Well, he could have got the money. He could have found $5 billion dollars in Africa, he could have found it. Why he ain't go there? Since he's so pro-black. Why he went to Europe? No, y'all bringing up this point about, oh, if the black skip bail, it's like as if y'all talking about some civil rights leader here. He went where the moolah is, baby. This is about moolah. Ain't got nothing to do with no damn color. Ain't got nothing to do with no damn color. Nothing. You think he could have linked up with Masai Ujiri and Masai Ujiri would have connected him with people in Africa, the guy who knows so many presidents, so many governments that would have invested in that addition. Shout out to Turo for TV. They would have invested in that initiative. You think he couldn't have done that? You think he couldn't raise $5 billion? Are you even joking? So why he ain't go there? You can't scream no black power when the league is in Europe, bro. You don't get to say that. You just get to sit down. You don't get to say us and all of that. You're us. You're not included. You're not included. When you saw that picture in that yacht in Saint-Tropez, your ass was not included. They were not thinking about you. They are not thinking about you. So this ain't no black power thing. Knock it off. This is a money play. If it was about, the black, he could have gone to Africa. You think he couldn't have raised that money? Are you serious? No, he went to Europe. So don't spare me with all of this black man stuff and all of that stuff. Spare me with all of it. Masai Ujiri could have put him through. You know how many presidents Masai Ujiri knows? You know how many presidents that guy knows? You know how much money that guy has access to? You know how much money that guy has access to? Not his own personal money. People that have money? Are you serious? So please, let me play what Brian Windhorst had to say for y'all.
We had the photo with LeBron and Maverick Carter and Mishko. I'll botch his last name.
Raslatovic.
Mishko Raznatovic, who is one of the leading European agents, if not the most
Best known in America's Joker's agent. But
yes, and a lot of people jumped to the conclusion that it was because when Mishko posted it on his Instagram, he said something like, talking about the future or something like that.
Yeah.
And people jumped to conclusions that it was about LeBron teaming up with Jokic. And to the point where Mishko had to come out and say that's not what they were talking about. It was in Saint-Tropez in July. I think it was in July. It might have been in August. And he said he went on a Serbian podcast and spoke on the record about it. I had to speak to a Serbian that I know to make sure that the translation was accurate. But what Mishko said about Maverick and LeBron was, quote, this translation, they are planning a certain group of investors, a classic business, to create a league that would somehow also compete with the NBA. They don't want it to be a U.S. league. They want it to have a European flavor, so to speak. And when they started working on it, everyone told them to call me. And I believe he said he's had multiple meetings with Maverick about it.
I know you don't. I know you.
So you heard what he you heard what Brian went. Why does Twitter play after you close your damn phone? Why is it still playing with a black screen? Somebody say you should open up a league and you see these guys, bro. Let me tell you something, man. If these guys had any insight, first of all, if LeBron decided to do this league in Africa, first of all, do you know how many foreign leaders? Do you know how many foreign leaders would have welcomed this dude with open arms? You're LeBron effing James. They would have opened their arms for him. LeBron would have stepped foot in that. I don't know what country. There are different countries. You go to South Africa, you go to Nigeria, you can go wherever, Ghana, wherever. I don't know. You can go to Tanzania, any one of these countries. I don't know. Kenya, wherever you want to go to. He could have done that. These people would have opened up. LeBron would have landed in Africa, and that would have been the first time in his life he believed he was actually a king. That would have been the first time in his life he would have been like, damn, I might be a king for real. Do you know the amount of connections this guy could have made? But he ran his ass over there to Europe. I ain't got nothing wrong with it. Go to Europe, go wherever the money's at. But don't be coming talking that black power stuff as well. I see people in the comment section talking about, oh, yeah, the black, he with us. You better knock it off. Ain't nobody thinking about you, bro. He is not opening up the league in Chicago or Brooklyn or anywhere else. He ain't thinking about y'all. But he go, and to that person's point, I think somebody will do it. Somebody eventually will do it. Somebody will. I don't know who. I don't know who will. I don't know if it's going to be Giannis. I don't know if it's going to be somebody will. And that person it does. That person it does will have a damn gold mine on his hands. A gold mine. A gold mine. Whoever that person is going to be, I don't know. Somebody said, where? I've said some countries. You could look at Ghana. You could look at South Africa. You could look at Kenya. You could look at Nigeria. You could look at various places. You know, but with his star power and the amount of attention he would be able to bring to that league would be crazy, because he would be going somewhere where there's untapped potential and basically trying to replicate what they're doing in the EuroLeague. Not like this is okay. Let me continue. LeBron will not start a league in Africa because most of his kids cannot afford to have 10 pairs of. Most of the kids cannot afford to have 10 pairs of sneakers. If they could, they would. It doesn't have to do about. It doesn't have to do about kids. There's a lot of people that have money. There's a lot of people. How many kids in America can afford 10 pairs of sneakers? When I was growing up, I didn't have 10 pairs of sneakers. It has nothing to do with the kids. The question is, are there enough people that can go there and watch? Of course there are. Has nothing to do with the kids. There are people there with money. I mean, if you've been to these places, travel there and see. You may be shocked that you run across a lot of people that have more money than you. You'd be like, damn, I thought I was balling. Turns out I'm not. That's what happens. So Africa loves soccer more, I think. Europe loves soccer more than football. The basketball is not going to overtake football in Europe. Never. Nothing is going to overtake a football. Nothing. There are no fans that are more committed to football, to a sport, than football. There's none, bro. There's none. Not NFL football fans, not basketball fans, not boxing fans. There's nobody. I remember when I was staying in Italy and they were playing in the Euro Cup, and there was a goal that they scored. The whole damn city was screaming. The whole city was screaming. You would have thought that, I don't know what happened, over a game. They don't play over there with football. They do not play when it comes to football. Football, bro. You have people standing outside in the goddamn rain, cold. You see ice pistickles falling out of their nose, standing there just watching the football. What other sport who's doing that? They'll be out there freezing. Nah, bro, that's a different level, bro. That's a different level. That's a different level, man. Those guys, them dudes don't play. There's a guy that I know that is into not crypto. He's into a guy I went to school with. He's into like sports books, right? A guy that I went to school with, this French guy. He's into sports books now. He lives in, I forgot what country in Africa he lives. Like a white friend. Funny enough, that dude is more African than me. He more African than me. If you meet him, I'll be like, damn, this dude is he's like a share owner or whatever, one of these sports books. We were messaging back and forth not too long ago. He was like, yeah, let me show you my Ferrari, man. Bro, there's money out there. Don't get it twisted, man. Don't get it twisted. There's money out there. Don't get it twisted. Bro, you play sports? I actually, funny enough, I prefer to play football, not like NFL football, actual soccer, because I grew up playing soccer. but I prefer to watch basketball. I prefer to watch basketball more than watching football or soccer, but I prefer to play soccer than play basketball. Soccer is a lot of fun, man. Soccer is a lot of fun. If you grew up playing it, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So I grew up playing soccer. What's the next question? I play sports. What were you trying to trap me as? Oh, I got him now. What did you get? We got him now. Somebody said, Charles, fix your hairline. No, it ain't got nothing to do with my hairline. So my hair is curly, so it grows like differently. So the thing, like, it grows this way and grows that way. Man, I just gave up on it, man. I don't be caring about that too much. When I was in high school, I used to really care about my hairline. I don't care about that too much, man. When I sometimes I used to cut my hair back in the day, but that's the reason why my hair just grows in different directions. That's all. I don't know what that got to do with this live, but whatever. Somebody said, excuse me, have you seen some basketball games in Europe and some European countries? They take it to the next level. Fire in the stands, singing and chanting in the crowd. That's illegal in the U.S. to do. No. I'm not saying that they're not passionate, but I don't think we can compare passionate basketball fans to passionate football fans. I just don't think you can, man. I just don't think you can. Football fans go crazy. Bro, what? Go see a team represent their country in the World Cup and let that team lose. The whole country will fall into a depression. There is nothing like that in the United States, bro. There's nothing like that. There's no such thing as the team lost and the whole country went into a hush. If the basketball team in the Olympics lost, yeah, people will be disappointed, but they're still going to go out and have a bar and go to a barbecue this Saturday. Like, if USA got the bronze, yeah, I'm gonna be disappointed. But son, what time is the barbecue at? Like, I'm going to the barbecue. Like, what time are we going out? But if they lose, like in Brazil, what? Did you see when Brazil lost that game? How many World Cups it was ago? Who was the team that scored like 7 goals on them? What was the team that scored? Was it the Netherlands? What team scored like 7 goals on Brazil? I forgot. 6 or 7 goals. I don't remember the team. Germany. If you saw those Brazilian fans, these people were devastated. They were devastated. And I'm not going to lie. When I was watching that game, when they scored 6 goals, I was like, man, I want to see them get to 10. I want to see if they can do it. Like, when they scored 6, I'm like, nah, let's see if they can get to 10. It was just unreal. Or the World Cup. Who in the comment section watched the last World Cup finals? Put a 1. If you watched the last World Cup finals, put a 1 in it. Put a 1 in the super chat. In the comment, sorry. Not the super chat. You want to tell me that was not one of the greatest moments of sports in your life? Was that not one of the greatest moments of sports in your life? Watching that World Cup with Argentina versus France. That was a game of a lifetime, bro. That was the best football game I have ever seen in my life. That game right there. It was the best. And I don't even watching football like that. But that was the best. Anyway, back to this story. What's the question? Somebody said no one ever thought basketball and football would overtake baseball in the U.S. Time. No one ever thought basketball and football. So are you saying that maybe basketball could overtake football? I don't know, man. I don't believe so. Not in Europe, man, and the rest of the world. They don't play with football, bro. They don't play with football, man. They don't play with football. My neighbor, his son, when they score a goal, if his team is playing, you would think like a snake fell out of the roof in his house. The way this dude be screaming. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so I think what makes you start watching basketball? LeBron, here we go. These people think I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not a LeBron James fan, bro. But LeBron is a funny dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. LeBron is a funny dude. Let me play the sound for y'all one more time if I got it, and I'm gonna let y'all go, man, because I'm a little bit tired right now. So let me play it for y'all one more time to hear what Brian Windhorst had to say.
Raznatovich.
Mishko Raznatovich, who is one of the leading European agents, if not the most
Best known in America as Joker's agent. But
yes, and a lot of people jump to conclusion that it was because when Mishko posted it on his Instagram, he said something like, talking about the future or something like that.
Yeah.
And people jumped to conclusions that it was about LeBron teaming up with Jokic. And to the point where Mishko had to come out and say that's not what they were talking about. It was in Saint-Tropez in July. I think it was in July. It might have been in August. And he said he went on a Serbian podcast and spoke on the record about it. I had to speak to a Serbian that I know to make sure that the translation was accurate. But what Mishko said about Maverick and LeBron was, quote, this translation, they are planning a certain group of investors, a classic business, to create a league that would somehow also compete with the NBA. They don't want it to be a U.S. league. They want it to have a European flavor, so to speak. And when they started working on it, everyone told them to call me. And I believe he said he's had multiple meetings with Maverick about it.
If you could delete one thing from the internet,
So you heard oh, by the way, y'all saw this?
Banana Boat, or would it be the introductory press conference for the Heat, where
Which one?
the not one but two, but
Y'all
three,
seen this?
four, you guys
I don't
fell a little
care about
short
that.
there. Oh, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, but it's just jokes.
Yeah,
That's Dwayne
no,
Wade.
You guys were serious.
No, it wasn't no you guys. It was one person who said now. It was everybody was saying that. It was one person who said not 3, not 4, not.
What was going through your head when you said not 3, not
He
4? Were you like,
tripping.
were you
I was like, slow
please
down.
stop,
At
bro,
what
please
point
stop.
were
Were you like, oh shit, this is too many?
Well, first of all, that was one of the things that it's supposed to be internal. That's an internal conversation.
It was a packed audience.
Yeah, but it wasn't supposed to go out to everybody. That's one of those moments that you're not supposed to go out to everybody. What you say in house, stay in house, suppose. That's supposed to have been just for us. Now, if we go back, run a clip, look at me when he said it. I put my head down like, woo-wee. Because I had won a championship before. I knew how hard it was to obviously win the championship. So it's no way. Like, yes, we thought we were going to be a problem. Yes, we thought we was about to run the table. But we also knew the league is very, very good. And it's not that damn easy. So when he was doing not one, not two, we in the moment. We're feeling ourselves. And it became something that people, took and made it like factuals.
Yeah.
Like we signed the contract.
Hold up. Somebody said, I was laughing when I was playing that. He said LeBron got his hair pieces from his buttocks. Yo, what? He said LeBron got his hairpiece from his butt. Nah, bro. Oh my god. Anyway, this guy said, no, Miss Shaney said, as long as Adam Silver, oh my god, bro. As long as Adam Silver Bullet is in charge, then the NFL will eventually surpass the NBA globally. I was actually thinking about Adam Silver as that sound was playing. Yo, man, what y'all think about Adam Silver, man? Y'all think he got to go or what? I think a lot of people think that dude got to go, man. Adam Silver has also been bad. Like, he's been bad too. That dude got to go, bro. Right? And I don't want to talk too much about the commissioner. Maybe he see the channel. I know you're not supposed to criticize the NBA. I get all of that. But, bro, you're bad. Somebody said Jordan for commissioner. Yo, if Jordan came into the as a commissioner, he going to shut all of this down, bro. I think they would hate Jordan. I don't think Jordan will be pro player. The reason why I say that is because I've always heard Jordan say he feels like these guys get money too soon. They don't have to earn it. And when they get money too fast, they don't love the game anymore. That's what I think Jordan would, they would not like him. I don't think they would like him at all. At all. At all. Yeah, Adam Silver is fine. Like he is, man. Given especially what the NBA said about the Clippers investigation, saying that they're only going to come to a conclusion after All-Star break. That was bad. And I think that how he handles this is going to be even worse. Because if they find a way to cock it up and mess it up, it's not going to reflect well on the league, man. It's just not going to reflect well on the league. But I guess we have to see. Anyway, guys, this was the live, man. Appreciate you guys for dropping in and joining us, and we definitely going to be back. The players will love LeBron in his league. They probably will. Why Kawhi deserves to play for the I don't even know what's up with Kawhi Leonard, man. We're gonna hear from Kawhi. I don't know if the press is going. Y'all know media day is on Monday, right? Training camp starts on Monday. Y'all know that. Now, I don't know if the Clippers are going to have it where they don't ask him any questions or anything like that. Somebody said, Potato Head, ask your moms if I look like Mr. Go get your moms and bring up on this live and be like, yo, does that look like Mr. Potato Head? Go get your moms and be like, yo, moms, do you think this dude could have... Go get your moms on here and ask her, and then come back and let me know. I don't know if Kawhi... I want to know if they going to ask him questions, or if the media is going to stop the reporters from asking them questions about it. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be very, very interesting. But anyway, guys, appreciate you guys. So skip over LeBron and his black boule tattoo. What? Skip over LeBron and his black boule tattoo and its significance. You compromised to, oh dear God. Why are you accusing me of this, man? That tattoo, I saw the video that everybody else is talking about. Everybody else, some people are talking about. I don't know, man. I do not know what's true and what's not true. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. Them secret societies are for real. Let me tell y'all, let me just pull up some information real quick for y'all that some of y'all may find interesting. When I was in New York this spring, I stayed in the area. Come on, don't do this to me. I stayed in let me just pull up where I stayed. Yo, why they doing me greasy? Just a second. I'm trying to find, yeah. So I stayed in 113th West 24th Street in Chelsea, New York. If you go to 113 West Street, West 24th Street in New York, in Chelsea, New York, across the street, I literally was going for a walk, looking for a start. Yeah, Manhattan. And the street is 113 West 24th Street, Chelsea, New York. As I was walking across the street, something just told me to look up. And I saw like this big, like brown building and like a parking garage, almost outside parking garage that was totally empty. I look up at the building. We're not talking about a 5-story building, folks. We're talking like a 30-story building. And it had a big Freemason sign on it, on the building. If you don't believe me, Google it or go there. If you're in New York, if you ever happen to be around that area, go there. And I was like, what? Ain't nobody hiding it. Ain't nobody hiding it. I remember when I was in Rome, back with Marco, we were supposed to do a contract for somebody, and they invited us to a place. For those of y'all who know where it is, y'all know, but if you can Google it. Piazza del Popolo. We went there. Marco don't believe in none of this stuff. Marco think it's just a bunch of smoke and mirrors and I'm somebody trying to spook him. I'm like, nah, bro, this stuff is real. He don't believe it. I'm like, bro, this stuff is real. We get to this building. I swear to everything that I love. We walk in the building. He don't know nothing about these signs. I do. So the first thing I noticed was the checkered floor. He don't know what it is. I know what it is, the checkered floor and all of that, right? And I'm like, okay, interesting. We start going upstairs. This lady is showing us to the office space. Hear this very well. We're walking around, and then she goes, yeah, you know, in the summertime, sometimes we go to, no. During the day, if you want to go pray, we have a chapel inside the building. Do you want to see the chapel? Well, I'm thinking maybe it's a little room where you go and pray, right? Good. This lady, this is a true story. This lady takes us to this room. I swear to everything I love. She takes us to this room. We walk in the room. You see like little seats where people can like sit down, wooden chairs. And you see like an altar where it looks like a pastor's supposed to sit or a priest is supposed to sit. I swear to God, one of these days, if I need to get Mark on the live, I will. And I'm looking at this room and I look up at the ceiling. And at the ceiling, it's a sign of the sun and the all-seeing eye to everything I love. I look at Marco and I go, look up at that. The minute he saw that, Mr. I don't believe none of this stuff, his ass said to me, man, we got to get the hell out of here. I swear to God. He goes, we got to get the hell out of here. I started laughing at him. I thought you said it's not real. I thought you said it's not real. It's only when we went back outside and we saw that they had the sign on the door, on the wall, on the building. We went to another place, another company, because we had like a consulting. We went to this other place. This woman invites us to her office. Now, this one was creepy. The woman invites us to her office. This is off track or whatever it is, but since we talking, let's just talk for a few more minutes before everybody goes to bed or whatever. This woman, her name was, oh my God, I can't remember the woman's name, but I forgot her name. If I go through my Facebook, I'll remember her name. And she wanted us to help them with public speaking and all this other stuff. So we get there. And it was on a Saturday. And she wanted us to look at the rooms where we would do the workshops. Because in college, I did public speaking. So we're looking at the workshops. It's on a Saturday. Nobody's there. You walk in the door. There's like a room on the left where they have the workshops, a room on the right where they have offices, and a long corridor with the steps that goes down. So she's like, let me show you around the building. I'm like, okay, sure. And I noticed something. The further we walk down the hallway, this is in the middle of summer, guys. The further we walk down the hallway, the colder the room started to feel. The colder. So as we're walking down the hallway, I'm like, man, why is it getting so cold? She now starts taking us down these steps into a basement. What did I see in that damn basement? Another worshiping altar. This is in Rome, Italy. And there were no windows, no nothing. And I said to myself, why would people come down here? And why it is like a worshiping altar downstairs? This is weird. And as I was down there, I started getting this cold feeling. I said, man, I gotta get, there was something in that room, some energy down there. I said, I gotta get the hell. My spirit told me, time to go. Time to go. Somebody said, put the address of the chat. The place I'm talking about now or the place in New York? Which one? The place I'm talking about now or the place in New York? So we left that place. Then a girl I was dating. I'm not going to say her name. I was dating her. Okay? This girl, who was a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, she was a little not 100% there. She goes and tells me one day that she got a job at this high, European international security agency. I'm like, you didn't study that in college. How you got that job? Because her mom is well connected. And she goes, I deleted the pictures on Facebook and I remember showing them to my cousin. And I showed them to Marco too. She goes, I got initiated. I said, what did you get initiated into? because she was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, she sent me something she was not supposed to send me. And what did this girl send me? She sent me herself, her mom, some other people who are in a secret society. They all had on their robes. One guy had the freaking sword, and she got sworn into their secret society. Marco has knows this. My cousin Sharif knows this. And I looked at her and I said, what? At that moment, I said, this relationship is going nowhere. She didn't break the rule. She was too stupid to know that she wasn't supposed to say anything. And she was just like happy-go-lucky. She didn't even know she wasn't supposed to say. They were dressed like the people from Eyes Wide Shut. Exactly. Yes. That's exactly how they were dressed, like those people. Except you could see their faces in a basement. And they took pictures of the girl getting the oath, and that's how she was able to get that job in that company. Because her mom, who's a part of that society, got her that job. So I know some people don't. Oh, the place in New York I went to. So I know some people don't believe in this stuff. You don't need to believe in it, bro. It's real. They don't care if you believe it in or not. They don't care if you believe in it or not. It is real. And if you're not somebody that is of the spirit and like is sensitive to these kind of things, you find yourself in a mess faster than you can even understand what just happened. The address is 113 West Street, 24th Street, Chelsea, New York. 113 West, 24th Street in Chelsea, New York. It's opposite the Motto Hilton Hotel, opposite or directly adjacent to a Starbucks that's on the corner. And there's a CVS around that area. Tall ass Freemason building. Tall Freemason building. I looked at it, I said, man, these people are powerful. They're not even hiding it. And if you don't know what that is, you don't know. You saw Shaq. You remember when Shaq showed, he said, what I'm about. You remember that video with Shaq on NBA on TNT? Who remembers that? Who remembers when Shaq says, this is what I'm about? Who remembers that? Who remembers when Shaq did that? I remember it. He wore that ring, and they were like, what is that ring? He was like, this is my profession or something like that. He never wore it again. He never wore it again. So y'all may not think it's real. I'm not here to convince you guys or nothing. That's not my job, but it's real. It's real. So the person that brought up the boule and all of that stuff, it's all real. It's all real. Even here in Nigeria, they call it the cabal. Even in Italy, they got their own. I remember asking my dad, because he's really into politics. I was asking him about Berlusconi. Berlusconi. For those of y'all who know, remember the former prime minister of Italy, Berlusconi, who was like one of the richest men in Italy? I asked him, I said, how is it possible that you can get that rich? Can you just do it on your own? Like, he said, there's no way you can get to that level of power. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. If you're not part of this stuff. No way. No way. So the higher up you go, people are up there waiting for you. Oh, you think you just go high up and then you just up in the clouds by yourself? No, 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 no. When you get up there, the people that built up there are waiting for you to welcome you. The people that built up there that you're trying to get to are waiting to welcome you. And there's so many people selling their asses to get to the top. So many. So many. Even in sports. They're all connected. Look at half of the stuff that Stephen A. Smith says. Roland Martin disagrees with everything that he says. Everything. But Roland Martin is part of the boule too. So he's not going to go that hard at Stephen A. Smith because he's one of his own brothers. Who don't know the game? Who don't know the game? Almost everything that Stephen A. Smith says, Roland Martin on principle should disagree with everything. Do you see him going at Stephen A. Smith? No, because that's his brother. I don't understand. That's his brother. Not by blood, but by the same thing. I had a cousin that went to school in an HBCU in South Carolina. I don't remember the school exact name, but he joined a fraternity. Well, one of the things in a fraternity is when you get out of school, they can hook you up and give you jobs. You have connections. But this is a higher level fraternity. So obviously you want to have the most successful people be a part of it. So it's a deep game. So some people bringing that up. I'm not going to go do a show about it because I don't have conclusive evidence, right? I'm not going to do a show about that. And the pastor was saying some sensitive stuff that I'm not going to do a show on because he's saying some very sensitive stuff. And if you don't have any concrete proof and all of that stuff, I'm not touching that. But there is truth to what he said, not because I believe him because I just believe him. No, because of what me myself has experienced. Yes. It's a game that you got to play, and a lot of people are willing to play it, bro. It's a game that you got to play, and a lot of people are wanting to play it. For you to get to that level, you're going to have to make some concessions. So when you say, I want this, I want that, just be careful. Everything that you get comes with a price. Everything that you get comes with a price. Those people you see on Instagram living like this, living like that, bro, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know. Who was I talking to? My cousin? No, I was talking to my cousin or somebody like this. He told me something you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe if I told you. These people that you see traveling to Dubai and Doha and all of these countries, these girls you see on Instagram that got you feeling like you broke, they're looking down on dudes. Oh, because you broke, and you see they living the best life of their life, and you look around, you say, let me check her profile. What does she do for a living? It doesn't say anything. Okay, what business does she do? I don't see anything. What job does she go? When did she post about going to work? I don't see anything. Okay, so she doesn't have a job, and she's always traveling. Okay, let's put 2 and 2 together. The guy told me that a girl he spoke to, since we talking, since we chit-chatting, let's just talk for five more minutes. I'm going to let y'all go. Since we here talking. All of a sudden, you start seeing these girls on Instagram posting about going to Qatar. I'm like, what's in Qatar? What's in Qatar? Right? I'm sure it's a beautiful country, but why is everybody running to Qatar? He goes, oh, no. Some of them get invited out there to go to Qatar. I said, for what? He now started explaining to me. He started to tell me what happens. He said, oh, some of them can invite you. Yeah, you come to Qatar. Yeah, you come. When you get there, excuse me, thank you for coming. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm going to need you to sleep in bed with my pet. Oh, you have a dog? A chihuahua? No. I have a python. I have a python that I need you to sleep with. In the bed. Like, just lay down with him. People don't know what's going on in the world, bro, and what people are willing to do for money. People are willing to do anything for money under this sun, and money ain't everything. Money is good. Somebody said, Charles, no, have I been to Qatar? You see? When have you ever heard me say I've been to Qatar? I've never been there. Let me guess, I got flown out, right? They flew me out. Knock it off. Anyway. So those people that you see willing to do everything, just know there's going to be a price for it. There's going to be a price for it. There's going to be a price for it. These are my thoughts. Oh, yep. Somebody done said it. Oh, yeah. I saw the thing on Wall Star Hip Hop when they posted it. Oh, it's a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on out there in that world, man. So everybody just needs to be careful. And I understand you want to make money and all of that stuff, but my brother, just be careful. There's a certain level you want to get to that when you get there, they're going to be waiting for you. So when you see these people living the high and fabulous life on Instagram and you be feeling like you're missing out, you ain't missing out on a damn thing. You ain't missing out on a damn thing. If you got your family, you got your health, you're doing okay for yourself, you got your kids or whatever it is, you got your parents, and you can take care of yourself, feed yourself, go hang out whenever you want to. You be thinking, oh man, I'm not living that. You don't know what those people have to give up to live that life that they live in. All we're seeing is the outside. We don't see what's inside, what's underneath. We don't see. So just be content sometimes. Not to say you become complacent, but if God has blessed you and put you in a position where you're not struggling and you're not this and this and this, be grateful. And don't feel like, oh, God, why did you bless this person that I saw on Instagram more than me? Why is it? You don't know what's going on behind the scenes for why that person has that thing. You don't know how that person got to where they are. These are my thoughts. Anyway, guys, y'all have a great one, man. We're gonna catch on it. We had a nice chat. Don't go and report me and say Charles gave away all the secrets, but appreciate you guys for being a part of the live. And we'll definitely catch y'all later, man. Catch y'all later. Peace.